Welcome to our Heritage Month edition of Culture Corner, a time to celebrate those who help to keep our Jamaican culture alive. This is our Culture Corner segment in partnership with the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission, and I am your host, Winsome Sherrier Witter. Here's a fun fact. Did you know that Culture Corner was actually Mrs Marjorie Leyden-Kirton's idea? Yes, it was. After participating in one of our forums, she lightly suggested that we start a Culture Corner, and I was like, why not? And here we are over 3 years later. So in this episode, we will be honoring Mrs. Kirton for her honor retirement and her decades of service at JCDC. And for those of you who might not know her, when she comes on screen, you'll see that she does not look like she is at retirement age, but that's the grace that is showing. So joining her for this forum will be Richard Darby, leader of the Manchioneal Cultural Group, and Johanna Hall, member of the Vauxhall High School Culture Club. We are looking at heritage, and so we are bringing a diverse mix in terms of age and diversity to this space. So let's welcome the lady of the moment, Lady Marjorie Leyden-Kirton. Welcome back to Culture Corner.
Hello. Hi, good evening, Miss Witter, and all your beautiful, wonderful listeners and viewers.
Awesome. It's been a while since we have had you in the Culture Corner space, and what a way to end this chapter of the journey. I've known you for over a decade now. Time do fly when we're having fun.
Yes.
And I must say, you don't look a day older than the first time I met you.
Wow. That is good. Give thanks. Give thanks.
Right. And I'll use this opportunity to share that it's been a pleasure knowing you, working with you through the Clarendon Cultural Committee, and the vivacious vibes and all that you brought to the engagements in the space, always looking out for the different events and seeking ways to improve on what's happening at the parish level and the regional level, and of course nationally. And you've certainly made your mark in this space. And as you close the chapter on this leg, what stands out most for you over the years being with the JCDC family?
Oh, all right. Thank you so much, Mrs. Witter, for having me. And looking back, I am now realizing that when I add up all my times, the most critical times with JCDC, it's close to 40 years.
Wow.
I started way back in 1986, a time when I became festival queen. And at that time I was working at Manning's. And then I spent 10 years serving on parish committee, doing all the sort of things. And I'll tell you all about it later on when I join. But almost 40 years with the JCDC. And my most outstanding experience is actually my best experience. I almost started telling you that of winning Miss Westmoreland Festival Queen competition way back in 1986. And I was placed second at the national finals in Kingston that year. And I love to tell people second to none, because it really opened and gave me so many opportunities. So many doors were open. Singing was my talent that time, and I was a teacher at Manning's, and it allowed me to be able to share my talent across the parish of Westmoreland. I was invited to almost every event that was happening at the school, the school level, at the civic level, and anything important that was happening in Westmoreland. And then, amazingly, I later started doing cabaret singing in Western Jamaica, many of the hotels. Then I started going off to Kingston. And one of the biggest things that happened to me during that period, I was drafted by Byron Lee and the Dragonaires and served in 1986 in the Bahamas on their New Year's Eve celebration. I was the guest artist. So that was the first thing that sort of threw me into JCDC and being important. And then I served on the parish committee for many years. I was secretary. Then I became festival queen chairman, and I did a lot of the festival queen programs in Westmoreland. And then guess what? I was then, oh my gosh, asked to join the JCDC as a member of staff, as the parish manager for Westmoreland in 1996. So there's so many other beautiful experiences I could share with you, but I would say those and that experience threw me into, and it is my most, what did you ask me? My most, time being at JCDC.
Amazing. And I can understand why you were drafted to JCDC, because you seem to live and breathe JCDC, because especially for the first season of Culture Corner, most of those episodes you were sharing so many different aspects of JCDC, going through the entire offering the different competitions, and you know them like if you are woken up in the middle of the night, you could be able to say, this is how you enter this one. These are the workshops when they start, and it's just so amazing and a really fulfilling journey, I would imagine, because it shows when you share in this space and elsewhere. Yes. So of all those moments, being a member, a staff at JCDC, what would be your proudest moments? Because you would have served so many different roles.
I hope you have time, because with 40 years, it can't just be one. It can't be two. But I'm going to pick maybe maybe about 5 of the most critical and most important. And the one I'm going to start with is when I was asked to serve as the marketing and PR director at the JCDC just after I finished my master's in business administration. I had specialized in international marketing and a little human resource too, because I do a lot with people. And that was around 2001 when I went back to JCDC, and they offered me that. And the reason why it is significant to me is I was then able to serve as the marketing director on our 40th independence anniversary. Let me tell you, that was a dynamic time. In 2002, I served as the marketing director at JCDC. We were celebrating 40th independence anniversary, and it took me as far as London, England, where I was trying so hard to get a special artist, Desmond Decker, to come to Jamaica and to participate in our grand gala. That's the kind of work we did. We also worked closely with Air Jamaica. We got like 40 tickets to give away during our independence celebrations. And the Grace Kennedy during that time used to do some fabulous food festivals, and we were able to do all of them overseas and in Jamaica. It was an exciting time for me. So that's number one, 2002, 40th anniversary independence in Jamaica. And another one that I can recall was when I served as the regional manager for Western Jamaica. Miss Witter, that is actually what made me who I am. We were I was in touch with 4 parishes in that region, and I was able to help to have them increase their cultural preservation across that region. I remember in Westmoreland, we were able to bring back Jonkunnu. There was a big band in Grange Hill, and we brought them back to life. There were some elderly people. It was authentic. It was so real, the Jonkunnu. And then we went on later on to do a big Jonkunnu festival nationally. I don't know how many persons will remember that. And there were so many schools that grew and became so popular from that era and my interaction with them. I have to mention my high school, which is in Montego Bay, Herbert Morrison Technical High. They became, I don't know how to, like a giant, in our culture, and entering all of our competitions that we do at the JCDC. I should also speak about Cornwall College. They were big on choirs. Let me tell you, those young men. Mount Alvernia was excellent. They could match any Kingston school in dance. They were fantastic. Then there's Manning School that I taught at. They have become a powerhouse. Then we brought up Froome High, Green Island. Oh, now Green Island is what called one of our master school, especially when it comes to our traditional folk forms. Of course, as I became a director at the JCDC, I was able to influence and to impact some more schools across Jamaica. And I'm happy to know that the work that I worked with my team to make sure we offered to all our Jamaicans all the competitions and the winnings. I've seen growth in St. Mary. I've seen tremendous growth in Clarendon. Let me tell you, that has been one of my moments, just working and serving as a regional manager, and then coming into Kingston as a director of field services. That's another moment. I'm responsible for all the parishes and the work that goes on. And I have had team members who have been able to deliver when we come up with the projects and the ideas. And one of the most critical things is that my division, we replicate everything that happens at the national level. So we do our civic and commemorative activities. So every parish is going to be doing their emancipation and their independence. One of our biggest festival and competition is the performing arts competition. And I'm very happy and pleased that we have been able, even with what happened with COVID, the JCDC, I was asked to act as the executive director in December 2020. And that took us and gave me the opportunity, and I must give the staff, our board, and the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sport for supporting JCDC as we were able to deliver and to bring all of our work online. Now we are so big, and the ministry is big on Facebook, Instagram, and almost all of our events are online. So we are now reaching not just Jamaicans at home, but we are abroad with all our diaspora and the entire world. So, so we little, but this just make we extra talawa. And I'm so happy I've been able to serve. So that is another, memorable time for me at the JCDC. But I cannot go without saying Culture Corner is special. I am happy you took up the offer to have on your online program, your forum, a Culture Corner once every month, highlighting everything that is happening at the JCDC and what we're bringing to all, all Jamaicans and people all over the world through your program. And I must mention too, the culture clubs of Jamaica. That has been one of my greatest moments, being able to take that program through the various segments. First, we have our parish associations of clubs. We do regional consultations, and we do national culture clubs conference. Great moments. If you don't stop me, I can go on and on forever with the moments.
We're gonna have to have you back outside of Culture Corner to share the rest of the story.
Yes.
Indeed, but we'll bring you on later so you can leave some gems with our viewers and those who will watch the replay. The commendations coming in for you, Neveline. Say great job, Mrs. Kirton. Mrs. Pauline Henry Blake in Clarendon. Kudos to you, Mrs. Leyden-Kirton. Well done. Happy retirement. JP Hazel Vaz out of Clarendon. Greetings and salutation. All right, we have Myrna Lee Holmes. Awesome job, Lady Curtin.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Wow. Thanks to those who are watching and those who are sending in messages. Yeah, man, we've worked with a lot of people. Boy, we're little, but we're really talawa.
That's right. That's right. All right. Don't go anywhere. You can catch your breath because you can't live without sharing some gems, because this is Heritage Month. So we want to pass on some words of inspiration for our younger demographic. All right. So, all right, that was Mrs. Marjorie Leyden-Kirton, and she will be back in a little while. But let's move on to the next segment with Richard Darby, our leader for the Manchioneal Cultural Group. Sir Darby, I trust that you are ready to share with us. Welcome to Culture Corner.
Thanks for having me. Hello, everybody.
Fantastic. I see your connection was trying to give you some challenges, but you are here and we are happy to have you. So let's start by sharing how your cultural journey began and what keeps you going at the Manchioneal Cultural Group.
Okay, well, let me tell you that I started my cultural journey at grade 2. The
Wow.
community that is Manchioneal Primary School is an area that is filled with culture, always having events, drums around, concerts, festivities, and all that. So naturally, once you're in this area, you get involved. And I remember entering JCDC festival in grade 2. Each year we would enter in all the different categories. But as you know, I am a person of a traditional folk farm, and that journey started about 1975, just before JBC had that music and youth program, and they heard about the Brookings in our era, because that's what is strong in this era, the Brookings party, and that's all we used to do back then. But that experience and going to JCDC festivals and different shows across Jamaica exposed me to other folk farms, and I started to like them and began learning them. So we had a group at the school, but when we left school, we decided that we had to have another group outside of school. So the community group, it was called the Manchioneal Brookings group then. My foster mother was in charge of the group. And we went all over Jamaica performing until she got ill and passed on in 1987. Then I took the reins of the group. From then, we have been able to preserve the culture, being on many national events, going abroad to represent Jamaica in the USA, in Guantanamo Bay, and just recently in Barbados at Carifesta. I have over 150 persons passing through the group. Incidentally, this year we are celebrating 50 years of existence, unbroken. Yes. And so I can't stop because once I hear the drums, I have to go. There has been time when I feel like quitting, because it's very difficult to keep nowadays youth involved in that sort of thing. Because the traditional dance was normally for older folks. But I teach at the Manchioneal School, and that's our feeding ground. We start with them in that young stage, and when they get to a certain community group. And because we have hotels around and persons having family reunions and all that, we're always involved in sharing that aspect of our folk forms, the traditional folk forms. So I am proud to be a person involved in that, and I will continue as long as God allows me to.
Amazing. Thank you for your commitment and for staying the course, because yes, it's not easy, but it's good for that you have found that bridge so that when the young people leave school, there's a space for them to continue. With all those years, 50 years, a mighty long time that you've been, yes, and the fact that you are here recommended by the JCDC to be a part of Culture Corner, what would you say has been the group's biggest gift to Jamaican culture?
When you have something that is not practiced and being continued, then you lose it. And I think being able to still keep these dances, those folk forms going, is a gift of continuing it. And I'm sure our ancestors will be proud of what we are doing. So I think the gift is a continuation. So I have young persons in my group as young as 6 years old. Wow. So I'm sure that it will, go on and on for another long period. It is really pleasing when I see persons passing through the group who are now at other institutions taking groups to festival or at a hotel as entertainment coordinator. Then, the impact that the group has had on them is a rewarding feeling for me.
As it should be. I mean, congratulations again. And we are celebrating Jamaicans who help to keep our culture alive. And Manchioneal is demonstrating that Heritage Month celebration. And you're sharing as young as 6 years old in the group.
Yep.
And we are happy to hear that we have some plans in place so that there will be continuity. But
Definitely.
you haven't done it alone, right? How has JCDC supported the work of the Manchioneal Group over the
Well,
years?
I can say JCDC has been our biggest booking agent, so to speak. They have put us on some stage that allows persons to be aware of who we are and what we are capable of. So almost every national event, from way back when we used to have Bragada, Mellow Round, all those independence celebration, the heritage celebration at the King's House, we were always there. As I said, going abroad, it was JCDC who invited us to represent Jamaica. They have also given me especially the chance to do workshops across the island in the traditional folk forms so that others can be able to um, get a feel of what it is and start something on their own. So JCDC has a policy where first time people used to just keep the thing to themselves, but now through JCDC, it is spread across Jamaica. So you do not just find Dinkimin in St. Mary alone. You don't find Brookings in Portland alone. It's now all over. And that is what JCDC has done to help us to continue the traditional folk forms.
I love that. Amazing. And as we wrap this segment, what advice do you have for young performers and those groups that some people in a community might want to start a group and they're wondering, should I, can I? What advice do you have for them?
Well, let me tell you, it's a rewarding thing. And I would encourage persons to, first of all, get to understand what the things they are doing, the background, the significance, the relevance to our festivals, our family life. Then you will understand how important it is. And then you get to learn from the elder persons, the authentic way of doing it so that it doesn't become, as we say in Jamaica, watered down. But it is a rewarding thing to be involved in. It keeps you fit, keeps you knowledgeable about your culture, and keeps you healthy. I think all young persons should be involved in things like these. I started at 6 and I'm still doing it and feeling strong and fit. So you can do it too.
Fantastic, amazing. From age 6 until now, we had an episode, I think it was last month, about the arts being a passport, a global passport, and you're sharing a story similar to what was shared by the other representatives who have been through this space because JCDC took you to Carifesta. Amazing
Yes,
stuff. That's
yes,
fantastic. So, right. And across the island, because it's awesome when you're able to, as you shared, pass on the tradition. And that's a way of preserving too.
definitely.
Well, some persons say you don't preserve it. It's you preserve what's dead. But that's a way of keeping the culture alive because you're sharing it with the younger ones. And the technicalities behind it, which is very important. So thank you again, Sir Darby, for the amazing work that you and your team have been doing at the Manchioneal Cultural Group. Don't go anywhere. We need you for the wrap up. So,
No problem.
all right. So it's National Heritage Month. And how can we have heritage discussion without involving our young people? So joining us next, Johanna Hall.
Hello. Good
Rep-
afternoon.
Hi, representing the Vauxhall High School Culture Club. Welcome, Johanna.
Thank you.
All right. So tell us, what inspired you to join your school's culture club?
Well, it's actually a funny story because my drama teacher at the time, Miss Holmes, she saw the potential in me because, as you may know, that COVID had occurred. So, um, the first year of high school, which is seventh grade, I completely had that online, and half of eighth grade was also online. But when face to face had started, she got to know me and meet me, and I actually had a standard English accent at the time, and she was like, "We can do something with her, because she seems cultured." So
Mm,
that really inspired me to be a part of the club.
wow, quite a story there. And as you shared, coming out of COVID, this is also Mental Health Awareness Month. How did being a part of the Culture Club help you in that regard in terms of making the transition from online to face to face?
Well, I would say that it helped me in interacting with different people of different age groups and from different backgrounds. Um, I'm trying to think of some other ways in which it's helped me. It's helped me in public
Okay.
speaking and basically just self confidence. Yeah.
Fantastic. And that's one of the powerful messages that's very constant in this space from our young people, being a part of the different competitions, the arts, all the different aspects of JCDC, with the Festival Queen, whatever program at JCDC has helped to build confidence from the youngest to the eldest who have been on this in this space, shares that being a part of these different groups has have helped them to build their confidence. So in addition to that, how has your journey in the Culture Club helped you to develop a greater love for your Jamaican culture?
So, about that, as a member of the Culture Club, it has really shown me different ways in which our culture is being expressed or appreciated or basically represented, because the cultural events that they have, like the speech festival, festival, have really allowed me to understand that there are different things to Jamaica that we can really see and hear. And not only that, but some floral events that the JCDC has held to represent our national heroes have really allowed me to get to know these heroes some more, even after I've graduated primary school and was in high school.
Amazing. All right. And that floral laying is our Heroes Day celebration that takes place in each parish. So for those who are not yet exposed, here you have it, Joanna sharing that that has helped her in terms of developing a greater appreciation for her culture. And that's coming up later this month. So look out for the announcements in your different parish and go on out and see how best. And Joan and others for a number of these events are on show. So they'll share their speech item for those who got gold or silver medal at the national competition. They come out and they share. So you get to meet them in person. And it's just a fantastic engagement. And I'm happy, Joanna, that it was not just about being in Culture Corner, but you've been out there to the different engagement and expanded your horizon. So keep on doing that. However, we need to hear from you. Who best to ask than the youth? How can culture be made more exciting for our young people?
Well, I how can culture be made more exciting for us? I would say that maybe a little more social media involvement, a little more entertainment. Like, for example, this live stream, I've sent it to some youths and they have commented that they're watching, which could also be a way in which it could be shown to the youths. But not only that, but using different platforms like TikTok and Instagram to show where these events would be held, or to show just the excitement of youths attending these events.
All right. That sounds like the youth have a role to play in this, because here's the beauty about what takes place in this space, because we have this 1 hour forum each month. Of course, just as how you just shared a snippet of what actually expanded your horizon as it relates to culture, the floral arrangement lane ceremony. Here's how you can do that. You can capture moments and share it on your profile. What other young people have done, they come in this space and they share it on their platform. So they select a segment from this discussion here and they go and they share it on their platform to say, hey, this is what was happening here and this is what I shared in this space. So that way, after this evening, you can keep the conversations going and generate additional interest. Sounds like a plan?
Yes, it does.
All right. Thank you so much for sharing. So let's bring everyone in this, okay, the picture. All right. So Lady Kirton, I'm coming right back to you, because before we go back to Sir Darby and Joanna, we want to hear from you. We just asked Joanna to share. So share with us now the message that you'd want to leave with our young people. Lady Kirton.
Oh, I think she's
You're muted. You're muted, Lady Kirton. All right, there you go. Go right ahead.
All right. Thank you. And I was saying, just before I go to give my message to the young people, one of the most significant memory, I don't know how I didn't put that in before we came off that first segment, is that when you are able to work in culture and work with the young people and give your voluntary work, because a lot of what I did at the beginning was voluntary until I became a staff at JCDC. And one defining moment was last year when the government of Jamaica awarded me the Badge of Honor for long and dedicated service to culture and through the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. So I want young people and every Jamaican to know that when you give, let me tell you, you contribute to the success of your country, and your country will see what you're doing and also reward you. So young people, as Jamaicans, we are super special people. In the world, everybody knows about Jamaica. God has blessed Jamaicans with incredible talents. And not just the performing arts. We know that. We're big in our music. Everybody loves the reggae. We're big in our speech. Everybody loves how we talk and how we sound and the patois. Not to mention the dance and all those things. Drama, we in everything. If you check some movies right now, Jamaicans in there. We are also extra beautiful. Look how tiny we are, and we've had many Miss Worlds, beauty queen. We've come close to Miss Universe, and I know it's gonna happen. And not to mention how many festival queens we've had. We are also brilliant. Academically, we are brilliant. We are really special. We can go into any area. We have so many doctors, so many lawyers, so many international acclaimed Jamaicans. We're entrepreneurs. We always coming up with unique projects. So, oh Lord, not to mention, no matter how little we are the biggest in sports, especially athletics. So my word to Jamaican young people, really and truly, all you need to do, is to look into yourself and to make a decision what you want to be, who you want to be. You can be anything. Look at us. You can be anything. You can be the biggest singer. You can be the best actress. You can be the best business person. You can contribute to medicine. You can be listen, all you have to do is make a determination and then work towards it. And the beauty is that your country provides many organizations, agencies that can support you. So if you want to come into us, culture, and or performing arts, you can come to the JCDC. If it's a skill area, you can go to Heart Trust. I mean, I can continue to tell you all the many areas. We are also well known in tourism. As a matter of fact, tourism is one of our great assets. And I say great because culture is our greatest asset. And if you just come into any of those areas and just do the work, put the work in, you are going to have a reward and you will be able to live out of your talent and your skill. We little but we talawa. That's my message to young people.
That's right. And I saw Zika Brown, our parish manager for Heart, and I'm sure he's saying in his space, skills pays the bills. So, all right. So thank you so much for that, Lady Kirton. And of course, Ms. Holmes is cheering Johanna on. Go, Johanna. You represent well. All right. So amazing. So let's hear now from Sir Darby one simple thing every Jamaican, whether home or abroad, can do to keep our culture alive.
Let me tell you, the work that JCDC is doing, the events that they put on are rich in culture. So all I would want to do is to ask persons who consider themselves Jamaicans or lovers of Jamaican culture to tune in, whether online or come out to these events. Let the persons who are keeping the culture alive feel appreciated. Give them that big crowd and big vibes that you give other things. So just come out to JCDC events and you will be edutained.
That's right. Joanna, what's your advice?
Oh, well, a simple advice would just represent your country, whether it's through our language or our food. Just represent Jamaica and represent we well.
All right, Lady Kirton.
Oh yes, listen, I'm waiting for this question because listen, it starts from the home. If every Jamaican home, every significant aspects that we celebrate every year, make sure you celebrate it. Tell your children. So for example, heritage is coming up. We talk about our heroes. We emphasize our foods. And so when it comes to National Heroes Day, October 20, that morning when you wake up, make sure you cook your traditional foods and show the children, the rundown Well, we ackee and saltfish is our national dish, so they're getting that all the time. But we run down, we can do that with chocolate tea and share with them and tell them, you know, over the years and all the various herb teas and all of that. We as a family, we need to recognize when we have our celebratory moments and we do them as a family. And that way you can continue to share and help to preserve. The schools I know will host their heritage and all the other significant civic and commemorative activities we do in Jamaica. The schools ensure they host. Jamaica Day is coming up in February. Everybody needs to, when that happens, make it a day. Then, for example, we just had Miss Lou. Man, it was my pleasure to put on my bandana, you know, and to show that we are celebrating who we are as Jamaicans. And because people love us, and the more we do and show them that we love Jamaica, then we will be building our tourism. All right? And even our business places or government agencies, we must, when we are celebrating all our significant civic days, all our business places should also participate. And in that way, you're sharing with the public, you're sharing with your customers, you're sharing. And that way, we are really helping to preserve who we are as Jamaicans. And let me tell you something. Our Jamaicans who are out in the diaspora, you know, those people, they do a lot more than we do sometimes here in Jamaica. So we can just say, look to them. They really know who they are as Jamaicans, and they relish to celebrate who they are as Jamaicans. So us here at home, make sure we know our significant years, heritage, culture, and we celebrate them and pass it on to our children.
Amazing.
Can I add on to what Miss
Sure, go ahead.
So a thought just came to me, and I was like, it's been a while since we've talked about our Anansi stories, and that could also be another way in which we can represent our heritage by telling them to the upcoming generations and, yeah, bring back our roots, as she was
Okay.
saying.
Yes.
All right. So that's where the culture clubs come in, right?
Yes.
That we can make that one of the activities in the culture clubs that you can share, and that's a way. And October is a beautiful time to have that happen. As Sir Darby shared earlier, where you can invite different groups to come on in and share the stories. Sir Darby and his team can go into the different schools and share some of these stories. So you have the cultural exchange taking place. And
Yes.
yes, right. And as Mrs. Curtin, you love my pastor. As soon as August comes in, then every member of the congregation is reminded that you wear the Jamaican colors every Sunday.
Very
Because we
good.
are representing our culture. So it's not just in the workplaces, businesses, and the schools,
Yes,
but
the churches too. Yes.
and even the youth groups when they're having your planning the activities to make the celebration focus at least one of your engagement for the month, whichever month it is. If it's Heritage Month, to have that. I remember some youth group church I went to before, they have their heritage evening for youth fellowship. So everybody dress up in their colors and they come on out and they bring out their rondong and the Jonkunnu and the tire leaf and all those amazing things. So there's so many amazing ways that we can
Keep the
infuse.
culture alive.
Yes,
Yes.
amazing. And as you said, Mrs. Curtin, those in the diaspora, they're doing an amazing job because now you're seeing more of them teaching the children who are born in the States how to talk Jamaican.
Yes.
So that's really amazing, and sharing different aspects of the culture with them. And it is indeed true that more has been done in the diaspora in some cases than at home, because at home we focus so much on what's going on in the north that we miss out opportunities to share. I have a little container and I plan on getting the names. So each time I have to call my mother and say, all right, describe the leaf, and say, all right, what's the name of this one again? And what you use this one for? So I'm going to have to start documenting that. My sister and I decided that we're going to document so
Yes.
that we which of those herbs is used for fever and all those different things, and know the difference between each. So amazing, and it's can be very interesting in the way we exchange. I know is JP Vaz is still on. That's something that she's passionate about in terms of sharing the passing on the culture and the tradition. So that's enough from me. Any final thoughts, Johanna, Sir Darby, and then Lady Curtin, as we prepare to close Culture Corner for Heritage Month? Johanna, any final thoughts that you want to leave? Yours?
All right. What I would like to do is to recognize the young persons who are engaged in our especially traditional folk form, because previously it was elderly people. But with so many distractions out there, those who still remain and try to make it go on, we lift our hats to them and encourage them to continue. I have a whole lot of them with me in my group, and they could be elsewhere on certain days, but they choose to keep our culture alive, and we must big up those right across Jamaica who keep on doing that.
Indeed, commendations are indeed in order. Joanna?
Okay, so I would like to really motivate the youths as they continue their journey through this cultural events and cultural corner, because I know that it's not always easy for us to be confident and to stand out, but motivation, push yourself through it and represent us well as you do it.
Indeed. And this is another opportunity, because I've had police officers share that being on the program has helped them, even as they deal with mainstream media when they go out there. So this is an opportunity. Every opportunity you get is an opportunity to learn and grow. So happy to be able to create space so you can continue to build on your public speaking skills.
Indeed.
Lady Curtin.
Oh, yes. I want to use this opportunity to thank, first of all, the Ministry of Culture, Gender, Entertainment, and Sports, our Honorable Minister Olivia Grange, Miss Babsy, as we affectionately say. I want to thank the ministry and the minister for the support that they continue to give to the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission so that we can meet our mandate, especially the part that says that we are to preserve who we are as Jamaicans. And through our board of commissioners, my executive director, and the management and the staff, all that we do to serve Jamaica and to ensure that we keep our culture and heritage alive. And I also want to thank you, Miss Witter, having this culture corner, taking up the mandate, and every month to be ensuring that you spread what it is we do at the JCDC and how we help to keep Jamaicans, informed about what we're doing. And we want to thank every Jamaican, from as young as you can think about them to as old, who have entered all our various competitions and allow the JCDC to put them on that platform so that they can be shining lights in Jamaica through their talents and their skills. But most critical, we want to thank God for sparing this country, for making us so unique. I often say to people, I think Jamaica was the Garden of Eden, because God has been so good to us. We are really a unique, special, talented, gifted people in the entire world.
Indeed.
That's it. Yes, that's it.
Thank you so much, Lady Kirton.
Oh, and I must thank my family. Oh my gosh, I would not have been able to work at the JCDC without the support of my family. My two lovely children, and I have one granddaughter and then about 6 other grandchildren and 2 great grandchildren. And I have a beautiful, blessed husband that the Lord has given me, who is supporting the work that I do at the JCDC. So thanks to them too for their support, to have allowed me to be able to work at the JCDC for so long and to just give to the cause.
Indeed, it takes a really supportive family. All those long trips across the island, coming back late at night. So amazing. Kudos to the family. And now they can get to share more of you.
Oh, yeah.
That gives us a sense of warmth, knowing that at least that aspect of it, you'll be able to share more time with your family. All right, let me recognize Sensei, and as well as JP What's Not from Clarendon. Thank you for joining us and sharing in the comments. For the others who joined us live or those watching the replay, thank you so much. And I cannot go without saying thank you to JCDC Clarendon for surprising Serenity Resource Connector with a citation of commendation for our support for culture in the parish. Always a pleasure to support the various initiatives and to come up with some ideas and just bring it on Mr. Marshallek. Mr. Marshallek, what you think about this idea? And they always accept those out of the box ideas, and they usually make a difference. And so I am happy to be able to support the work of the JCDC, and this space allows me to think outside of the box, knowing that I'm able to reach out, and Neville is going to say, oh yes, this sounds like a good idea, and we work and we put these monthly forums together. It's just been a really warm feeling, and being able to facilitate these conversations. And Johanna, Sir Darby, so many people that I've never met in person, but virtually we're sharing space, and it's just a privilege to be able to create space for you to come on and share so others can know about the awesome work that you're doing in Manchioneal and over there in Vauxhall and across the island and in the diaspora. So thank you, Team JCDC, for the opportunity to serve you in this regard. All right, so let me thank you again, Lady Kirton, as this curtain closes at JCDC on your legacy, rich legacy. And thank you for this idea of Culture Corner.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that, and continue. I know that your work with JCDC is not done, because you'll always be able to for us some additional insight and guidance, and we look forward to receiving same as you continue to fly the banner high for our beloved country, Jamaica. Joanna, Sir Darby, continue doing what you're doing in your spaces, keeping the culture alive and well. And Joanna, I want to see you executing some of those ideas that you shared here, because if it's going to be, then it's up to me, you, and all of us. And so we want to see that continuing as we continue to keep the culture rich for others that will come behind us. So remember, for those who are here live watching the replay, to reflect on your own role in the spaces that you serve. How can you help to enrich the culture? It's already rich, but it can only get better when we add our unique touch to it and share it with others. So I invite you to rewatch this to see what you might have missed, what you can implement in your different spaces, and share with others so they too can learn some new ideas and be able to continue the conversation. The YouTube recording will remain there, so you can leave your comments for others who are coming to watch after we're gone, so that they can see and be able to pass on to the next generation. Thank you again. Always a pleasure. And Evelyn, if you're still there, thank you so much for always putting up with me and these crazy ideas.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
Absolute pleasure. So have yourselves a fantastic rest of the night and enjoy Heritage Month and stay mentally well.
The SRC Culture Corner Live Forum is brought to you on first Thursdays at 8 p.m. in partnership with the Jamaica Cultural Development Commission. Visit our website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com and subscribe to receive our weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. for our Community Safety and Security Live Forum in partnership with JCF Area 3 Police. Thank you for watching.